you know,
I think Ursa's like hitting someone the whole time.
Depending if Ursa has the boots as well, that might be. Maybe he picks up an Orb of Venom for that gank. We'll see how things go, but some teams are expecting that level 1 smoke gank for their Shadow Fiend as well. And they protect their Shadow Fiend. There's definitely a big mind game thing, whether you even go for the Shadow, smoke gank in the first place. So we'll see how things go.
Yeah, generally I would say, in agreement with you, that most teams have gotten very disciplined about protecting the SF to ensure that he doesn't lose those early souls, even sometimes sacrificing other lanes or, you know, their early creep blocks just to ensure that they get it off. But we will see Kaiser off to a nice start here as far as the souls go. Elsewhere, other heroes deploying. Jerax does get a good hill ward down in the mid lane. He starts with the boots, and no boots on J4, so he's going to take quite a bit of early harass as he retreats towards the safety of the mid lane. So as far as overall laning setup, it looks like just pretty standard for HR, the Shadow Fiend mid, the safe lane Lifestealer. And as far as the Lifestealer goes, Lumi, not really the best vehicles, like just the Clockwork and that's it. Maybe Shadow Fiend if he gets Shadow Blade or Blink, but that also puts your SF in, you know, harm's way for things like an Ursa to go and maul him, potentially a Black Hole to come through. And OG are making that smoke play that you mentioned, but J4 is there. Well, he can break the smoke. He also is likely to give up the first blood. Gets clipped by the Impale after the land setup from Notal. Now the Hogs come in, but they also kind of push J4 away from the safer path down the cliff. I think he was dead anyway, unless they pushed all 4 of OG and blocked them off completely, but it is a first blood to OG, at least not on the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, and the fact that they got their first blood so close to the rune spawn will guarantee the rune on 3 of them at least. OG Ana will pick it up and just walks towards mid. His Jerax is going to help him block the mid lane a little bit, so they're getting everything.
It actually is quite big that the Ursa is the one that gets the first blood there as well. It's going to mean early extra regen for him. You'll probably get your boots a bit sooner and potentially even before Kaiser.
Right now.
And yeah, let's see. Okay, he did go boots first. So yeah, with the boots, like you look at the base move speed of Ursa, it's already better than Shadow Fiend's, and now you've got the boots as well. So you could definitely run him down if he gets remotely sloppy. Perhaps we'll see the Nyx come in for an early gank. I definitely think the clock needs to just stay camped around mid lane for now.
He disagrees. He's gonna just walk away from his Shadow Fiend and go up top. Maybe Kaiser just feels confident despite the fact that he knows that Ursa is gonna have a movement speed advantage. He's going to basically play stay away and raise and just stack for himself and stuff like that.
If you like see the Clockwork top and you have a smoke on Jerax, you're definitely making that move mid. For now, there is a Radiant Ward scouting him. He'll probably figure it out soon. His sentry just out of range, so this will not be the easiest approach. But once he identifies that there's a ward, perhaps he approaches from the south.
Yep.
Perhaps he goes with a smoke next time. So for the clock, even if he's not mid, it's also like, just don't show yourself in other lanes. That way they at least worry about it.
Ana getting pushed back by 2 cogs. A lot of mana gone, but it's okay. It's really tough when the creep wave is where it is right now. It kind of pushed in. Kaiser doesn't have the protection of the tower where he has to be very careful. You can see Ana. He doesn't mind taking a hit or two as long as he could pressure Shadow Fiend away from the creep wave, but you know, you give this lane 1 more minute, and I think Kaiser gets to level 4. He gets that second point of Necromastery. I think that's where he will really take over the lane. So far, he's been playing beautifully.
Yeah, Ursa's definitely not going to win this matchup on his own once the Shadow Fiend has his farm, but if he gets the gank, like PL could come into the lane. Maybe we see a smoke with the Enigma at some point. The Nyx alone might be able to do it. And just like I mentioned, Jerax is going to try that southern approach, and I think he might have more success here, though with Milan in the lane. He'll have to wait until he sees him rotate around.
Yep.
Sentry gets dropped. We'll see the Dire Sentry, but no ward yet. This is an opening. Like, if that clock heads top, like he's sort of looking like he might do now, they could potentially cinch the noose mid.
Well, Kaiser just picked up Boots of Speed, so that makes the kill a little bit harder. A couple illusions hanging out with him as well. And he swings on the back line, so I think Kaiser is going to be fine. You're right, like
33! Fly went for the full swoop in.
Yeah, he's got a south. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he was like fissure. But then
wait,
kept on going.
They don't see Jerax in the trees.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
He's a sneaky little bugger, and this could really be the opening. He's gonna pop out in just a second. Sneaky Jerax. Although, if he waits too long now, the clock is going to be back in the lane, and it's right when they try to make the move. Oh, he thinks twice about it. They're like, let's get the clockwork instead. This is the much easier kill, but got to be careful. Kaiser's not just doing whatever he wants with these raises. Even the courier arriving to make some item deliveries in the midst of it, and then Fly TP's in. That's the +1 advantage. Give them 2 kills, and the Shadow Fiend down. I think he did spend his gold at least, but still costly.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit sloppy here for Hellraisers. I think as soon as they realize that Jirax is behind them, they just have to give up the kill. It's too risky, and Kaiser could have Fairy Fire, I think, to survive. He definitely had way more regen, could have easily survived that engagement and just stay in the lane, but I guess a little bit too worried about spending his remainder gold. And as a result, I guess the lane did what it's supposed to do, right? Kill Shadow Fiend at least once. And
yeah, once is once enough. You know, I feel like Shadow Fiend he's already got 32 CS. You know, he's still farming very well. Obviously, stack Dota isn't quite what it used to be with the reduced bounty you get, but nonetheless, it's still pretty good. So.
I mean, more is always better, but the fact that Milan has been basically, it's basically a 2v1 lane for the most part, and you're still getting a kill on it. I guess 2v2 is more fair because Jirax also spent.
Hey, that was a 3v2, Lumi. They even had made the Phoenix TP in.
That is true. Although only momentarily. Jirax invis up, sitting right next to 33.
Doesn't have the damage to kill him on his own, I don't think, but with a +1 maybe. While Milan comes in, he's going to cage the bear with the cold feet coming through. Double raise, push back. Oh, it's going to proc, and that is the last hit for Kaiser. So topped out in the Souls department again. Looking good for Hellraisers there, though they're down 1-3. It's a very mild lead for OG, at least so far.
Yep. My big curiosity is what item Kaiser is going to end up getting. We do see Shadow Blade being a very popular choice, or we're going to see more traditional like Dragon Lance into Pike and right click away. I definitely see merits for both builds. It could come down to player preference. Bottom lane, Swift ending, has a lot of Eidolons on him, and S4 kind of traversing between lane and jungle. Pulls
Meanwhile,
ahead.
diving 33 up top, does have the enchant totem, but that's about it. This is gonna force a reaction from Milan as he TPs in, and that might open things up on the mid lane. See if they can find the opportunity there. Fly was sweeping in, planted down an observer ward. It is still in range of a sentry.
In fact, that sentry de-warded another ward there.
In fact, I believe that... did they step all the way in the Roche pit? I didn't actually catch it. They might not have been scouted on this smoke, but now they're revealed. With the obs, I think Kaiser gets out of there. Whew. So Hellraisers winning this ward game. OG already missed the D-ward once. Then they plant their own obs right down, and that gets quickly dealt with.
Yeah, a little bit of, I guess, communication error there. Also, very unfortunate timing for OG for going for that gank, because Shadow Fiend was gonna just double raise that wave regardless. And
the Shadow Fiend is pretty out of control, man. He's 1,000 gold up.
Look at his CS differential on the mid lane. He's doubling on the CS. I mean, some of that is...
It's supposed to happen, right?
Yeah.
Like, unless they kill him 2-3 times, or Ursa has a, like, say, a phase boots to boots advantage, like, there's no way that Ursa's actually going to win that lane. Not with the help the Shadow Fiend got.
I mean, they had the last pick on the Ursa, right? So... Oh no, it was Shadow Fiend ultimately the last pick of the whole draft, right?
Yeah, I believe it was Shadow Fiend.
Okay,
year.
okay.
Yeah, because they picked Ursa and then they went into Dance.
Right. Okay. Well, Ursa is going to have a different 1v1 matchup. Milan's going to take over the lane now. Shadow Fiend is comfortably ahead in terms of experience, and we'll just jungle a little bit.
It's like a super stack. You know, sometimes you look at a game with the Shadow Fiend, you're like, this is, you know, not the easiest Shadow Fiend game. Does this game feel like a game where Kaiser can just take over completely? Are there any matchups that you worry about?
I don't think so. 33, by the way, in a lot of trouble. Phoenix Dive comes in. I think he's going to just go down. No tailors. Doing a little bit of circular dance for whatever reason. We'll pick up the kill. There are a lot of things that he has to worry about. For example, Requiem is going to get easily spiked to set up a stun on him. There isn't any solo kill opportunity. A lot of times you pick up a Shadow Blade and you can pick, like, let's say a Venge kill or a Witch Doctor kill for free. The Phoenix even you have to work for because he could dive away an egg, for example. So to answer your question, I don't think there is a lot of freebie for Kaiser, and he needs to itemize very hard. He definitely needs BKB. He definitely needs some sort of physical survivability as well. And also, itemizing against PL is always a nightmare for a lot of these range cores.
He's really the only one who can kill the egg Also, I mean, it's not like they'd be doing much auto attacking, so I think he probably does need that Dragon Lance. And ideally a decent amount of attack speed. So yeah, I guess he needs a lot of items in that sense.
Yeah. He has a lot of roles and responsibility on him. So even though he's doing quite well right now, he needs to be doing really well.
Here comes Ana. There is an Infest available, but he's just going to try to hoof it out of there, and that is not happening. Swift ending quickly deleted. So now HR will group up mid. Milan continuing to bodyguard his buddy. Fly will tank up a rocket. Well on his way to level 6 here, so doing pretty good in that experience department. The egg is coming soon. Other than that, no major key levels is on it. I'll take that.
Yeah, sure.
Little honey trip there.
SMY here coming out here from Kaiser. I don't think I remember the last time I've seen this. This is definitely like something out of a Dota 1 fairy book. Fairy tale. Who goes SMY first nowadays? Or Shadow?
Yeah, it's well, for now, I guess just the Sanj. You know, does he actually commit for the full SMY?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yasha first is always considered as like a good stat farming item. A little bit of everything.
Oh, it is. Okay, he already has the Yashas. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is looking like SMY. I guess Manta is okay this game. It's not amazing.
It's not an item that you want to rush for. That's for sure.
Well, can you Manta off like the Ursa clap, I guess?
Yeah, or
that's about it.
Malefice.
That's it.
Top as 33 gets jumped on. I actually don't think Shadow Fiend's going to be the X factor, despite how much he's getting and how well he's playing. So, to me, it's going to be the Shaker. Because Shaker is going to be the one that, let's say he gets an early blink that he's setting up gank across the map. Shadow Fiend on his own won't be able to get kills, but if Shaker comes in, they get a kill, and then Shadow Fiend just pushes. That's going to be the easy 1-2 punch to get some objectives.
So Lumi, with a bit of a lull here, score only 1-5, 10 minutes in. OG have a moderate advantage, about 2k gold. Overall thoughts on the two teams' lineups and what their strategies will be moving forward? How do you see them stacking up?
I think OG scales much better in the late game. You know, you're looking at Phoenix with amazing talent as he gets levels. Same thing with the Enigma. Man, once Enigma gets to 15 and he has Midas, he is going to go ham. So to me, it's going to be up to Hellraiser to kind of close out this game around 25 to 40 minute mark. I think OG is very comfortable going like this despite having a hero like Ursa, because all of the other heroes scale amazingly. And, you know, for the majority of the game, it's both teams kind of controlling the tempo. We're going to have OG starting right now.
S4 committing the black hole here bottom, but his team not cooperating. They wanted to smoke on mid, where Milan is there to meet them and try and shut things down. He's got the cogs. He will pull in two, potentially saving Kaiser in the process. So a black hole blown in a 1-for-2 exchange around the map. Not too shabby for OG, I guess, when you look at it that way, but could have gotten the 2 kills and not used the black. So do they take an objective now? That's the question. They'll work on this tower mid. DP comes in at the shrine. Milan looking to muster the defense. He is 1 creep away from level 6, so no hook shot available for this upcoming fight yet. The glyph gets deployed. Ice Blast online. So they can hook into an Ice Blast here, something OG have to respect. The egg is available to reset the fight, obviously. No tail will prove elusive on the PL, and flanking around is Ana. Bear wants to wet his claws with some Shadow Fiend blood. Perhaps the oil will spill soon.
Kaiser needs to be very careful. It's very easy for Jirax to walk into the creep wave if he expects a Shadow Rays coming and then use the Spike Carapace to initiate the fight. And we do see the slight weakness of OG's draft. They're just not that good at pushing buildings. I mean, you got Eidolons, you got some PL illusions, but they just don't do enough damage. And it's very easy for Kaiser to reset it with 1 raise. And yeah, Kaiser gives up the SMY plan. He's going to go straight into a BKB. I like this plan much more because I don't think SMY provides you enough. And the BKB is very big necessity against the Nyx Assassin.
SNY done, and like you said, BKB on the way. HR going to make their first move with the Infest Bomb. Set a course top. Hotel waiting there. Hotel still doesn't have that first big item. He's pretty killable if this Fissure connects. Should be an opportunity. Echo coming through as well. Now the hook with the Infest. Perfectly chain stun. He still manages to get over the Fissure. One more auto attack. Just barely able to kill him. That was closer than I would have expected, given the commitment.
Yep. Meanwhile, Kaiser, Spidey senses, just kind of walk around the map. He knows the ganks is going to be coming to him. A lot of heroes missing off the map, in particular Jirax. Already has the level 6 and hunting for the Shadow Fiend. How do you feel about Swift Ending's play so far? I mean, we already talked about Lifestealer. I don't think this is going to be the best ever Lifestealer game.
I think it's pretty terrible, actually. Ursa owns you 1v1. Lifestealer is not good against Illusion heroes unless he gets mega farmed with like a Mjolnir.
He's going back for a Midas.
So he's not that good against PL, I would say. And then Enigma obviously owns him with Black Hole. So I think his job is that space creator and frontline tank. He also doesn't have that many Infest vehicles, so...
He could rage and just kill the egg, I guess. That's something that he could look to do.
Yeah, that's true. If he doesn't have Black Hole.
Yeah.
So I think it is, like you said, a very tough Lifestealer game. And it is, to me, as far as the damage department goes, all the eggs in the Shadow Fiend basket, end of the day.
Yep.
But
he could technically go into the Shaker once the Shaker has Blink, and Shaker is 200 away.
Yeah, that's a once every couple minutes type of move, but yeah, that is that is one way to deliver.
In between him and Clockwork, I think Hellraiser will have some options, but yeah, definitely a tough game. I just fear this team fight that comes, 20 minutes in the game, and it just, there's so many things that they have to hit. The egg, the Black Hole, and then of course all the PL stuff, Nyx Assassin running in and out, Ursa. Any individual hero from OG isn't like very tanky that you can kill, but combined together where you have to deal with everybody. I just don't think Hellraiser's got that damage.
They are slowly losing the farm war here. OG now up to a 3,000 gold lead. So perhaps the Lifestealer Midas will help equalize things, but it's going to be a rather late Midas, all things considered. It's just kind of like the dream scenario for Hellraisers, right, is that the Lifestealer is going around in Infest bombs, they're finding Ice Blast kills, hookshot openings, and then Shadow Fiend's just following that up with a lot of farm and pushing objectives. But we haven't really seen that first part come to fruition, so all of OG's outer towers stand. I think, like you were saying, they respect that OG team fight, but perhaps respecting it too much.
Yeah.
So then they're never actually forcing what really matters, which is these towers surrounding the Roshan pit. Meanwhile, OG has made multiple forays onto the HR side of the base, many of them netting kills, taking down towers, getting deep wards that we see now, and that sets up the next round of offense.
HR makes a smoke gank into the enemy jungle and not carrying enough detection. J4 had a pair of sentries, but he was lagging a little bit behind. Nyx Assassin breaks the smoke, they get nothing out of it, and in fact it's going to be OG, again on an inferior pushing lineup, actually getting to the buildings, just hitting buildings. They're not going to get it, but good damage by the siege unit. And back off they go.
MVP right here. Little old Cardi.
I mean, if you're an OG fan, you just got to be ecstatic with the pacing of the game. Again, you got Phoenix, who is about to pick up his level 10 talent. Sweet plus 20 experience gain for a 5-position support, amazing. S4 is rushing towards that level 15, where the 15% CDR is going to be amazing for Midas. And now, Ana goes right into the Roshan pit. He is going to be detected, but let's see if the Radiant can fight into it.
Ice Blast coming in. This is an opening here. Going to connect on Ana. Now the hook through. Balan immediately jumps out. I don't think he realized the Ursa was so low. He could have stuck around and secured the kill. A bit unfortunate.
Roshan is not low enough, I don't think, where they could just come in and claim it. Wait.
Meanwhile, Kaiser getting
how did that happen?
Bottom by No Tail.
Oh, he had Diffusal Blade. In fact, 4 charges of Diffusal Blade have been used, so must have been a pretty long chase.
And HR, did nobody have a TP there, or it just got...
Well, they all walked down there to support the Roshan fight, right? I'm sure a couple people even ported to the Shrine. And now we got 33 carrying the package, but do they have detection? That's the question. Jirax scouts people out, and now he's going to hit them as Roshan drops low to prevent it. In fact, he's going to chase them all around. They're going to get Aegis.
Still sticking around. So they want to go in, but they are not going to be able to in the end, so... Ouch, they lose their prize Shadow Fiend bottom. Notel likely going to take this tower too, unless there's an immediate response. And they lose the Roche fight, and the Aegis now claimed by Ana. So you really could not have written a worse script for Hellraisers over that last 2 minutes.
Yeah, you really can't.
They could have like either saved the Shadow Fiend, maybe had him there and tried to take the Roche fight, at least killed the Ursa. Literally nothing went right for them. And they wasted a bunch of time standing around the pit to no real great effect. 3-3 wanted to go for the solo kill set up here on Jerax. Swift Ending had disengaged already. And now Ursa comes in, head full of steam with the DD rune. Heading straight onto that Lifestealer, going for the TP out. The hole is available, not even required. The claws are fresh with blood, and OG score another kill on a core. This is essentially the opposite of what you want out of this Lifestealer pick. He should be going around with the Clockwork, finding kills. The Shadow Fiend should be with the team, ideally not getting solo killed by the PL, and none of these things are happening.
Yeah, what you're saying right now just is how the game is going, as we have J4 escapes the gank. They have a lineup that thrives on going on the offensive, right? Ancient Apparition is not a support you want, just sitting there like pulling creeps. He wants to be having his allies going in and then ice blasting. You paint the scenario with the Lifestealer and the Shaker and the Clockwork. They want to be fighting non-stop. But with the great rotations of OG, Jerax in particular has broken 2 smoke ganks so far, has just given his team so much intel of what fights they want to take and not take.
Yeah, he also set up that 3v2 where they got the double kill early.
Right.
He managed to find his way past a ward that was in a really good position, hid in the trees, dodged the Clockwork scouting for literally that exact movement, still somehow comes out and makes the play that opens up the laning stage and, you know, prevents the Shadow Fiend from getting too out of control. So
yep.
For me, Jerax definitely the big playmaker thus far. As seems to often be the case in this patch. Like, the 4-position players normally are really the stars of most of these teams, I would say.
Sure. What ends up happening now is that OG has cores that could just solo kill on their own. You know, we saw PL killing the Shadow Fiend earlier. We know Ursa could definitely solo kill. Whereas HR, they kind of have to move in a predictable pattern of groups of 3 and 4. And as a result, I just don't think they will be able to fight into OG in the coming days.
They're going to find Notel bottom lane. Can they focus him down? No Echo. Swift Ending going
nice
in, but baited by the illusion.
Yep.
Notel with the micro skills. On the top lane, action also breaking out. Milan taking the Sunray and not liking it so much. The Battery Assault doing okay damage on Fly is going to usher him away, but he swoops in again. Keeps on engaging now. Tries for the TP out, and Jerax and S4 got baited away by J4. So he will make it back to safety. J4 unlikely to, though. He will be the sacrifice. This is a very poor Ancient Apparition. Ice cream once again served up for a little dessert.
I don't see a way where Hellraiser could actually come back unless OG starts to make some big mistake.
It's like all about the Shaker, right? You have to have a crazy Echo.
Yeah. Has he been even able to use an Echo yet? There was the one on top lane where he got off the great chain stun gank. But
he's used it, but we haven't had a big like team fight changing Echo.
Right.
And I don't know that you will. Like, looking at how OG's going to look to siege, they can put the Ursa with Aegis in front, hitting buildings, the PL Illusions, maybe the Eidolons, but like, are the heroes actually going to be committing too much? I don't think so.
10-second BKB used to dodge away from OG's Impale. And OG's fine with that. They lost nothing.
Well, they're committed to taking this one longer. They are not going to be forcing fights when their Lifestealer just picked up a Midas at 22 minutes.
I don't think that Midas is going to pay for itself. To be honest here, I think they're going to start losing the building right now.
You think you see that Midas your OG, you're like, yeah, let's go fight. This is perfect. It's got 2,000 gold invested in something that does not help him take fights. Meanwhile, RPL has the Fusel Blade as well on his way to a Yasha as well, as it looks like top lane. J4, he's been found out here by Ana. Fisher comes through, Ice Blast connecting. Remember, he's still got Aegis. Can they even finish him off? They got to hit this raise. Kaiser, he misses. Opportunity
to blink out
there.
now.
Ana trying to blink out and will ultimately crack the Aegis. Now round 2, revving up the Requiem. He gets pushed away.
Wow. Whose force staff was that?
Jerax.
Yeah, okay.
To the rescue. J-God.
J-God indeed.
I don't know that they wanted to go on the Ursa there anyway. Like, if they do hit that Requiem and then, say, Shaker blinks into Echo, all of a sudden, like, the Enigma comes in with a black hole and he's got BKB now, so there's nothing to stop that. Maybe a hook shot. Potentially you just give them 2 or 3 kills instead of just letting the Ursa walk away. But nonetheless, sick play by Jerax.
I don't know if his allies would have wanted to stay and take that fight there. There's this tower there. The trees are going to make things annoying. And also Requiem dealing that much AoE damage would be annoying. So I still think it was the good play for Jirax to disengage.
It was definitely a good play. Still no tier 1 down mid, huh? HR, we're not able to achieve their goals this game.
Yep. The goal is to kind of be annoying with Clockwork and AA. In fact, it doesn't even feel like there's a
tower
clock.
denied mid, so like just nothing coming easy for Hellraisers.
Yeah, I think PL is currently a problem that cannot be dealt with, and I just don't know whether that changes moving forward. There's not enough AoE on the side of Hellraiser. I mean, apart from that one magical Echo Slam that we keep dreaming about.
That Echo Slam will come mid. Hookshot follows it up. Jirax is going to tank that Fissure. Dig off the Carapace.
Okay.
The Ravage coming through. 3-hero Impale. See ya, Hellraisers. Now on the run for more. J4 trying to juke. He heads north, but Jirax has the scent. Oh, no, not quite. No teleport scroll. It's almost better for them if he's just forced to take the long road home, because OG, they're taking the short, direct path straight down the middle lane.
Is Ana really searching for that AA kill? Does he actually kill? Oh no, he's actually just going top for that.
I think you let him just run all the way top.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he Ice Blast from there, but yeah, the base under siege.
Again, not exactly the quickest push, but when there's nobody defending. Nice force that forward here, and now Kaiser in a lot of trouble. He could have activated BKB, he doesn't, and now he finally does.
That is the 9-second charge down. The 2 best charges have already been blown on purely defensive maneuvers. Honestly, I just hope Jirax saves something for the main stage at this rate. He's pulling out all his tricks here in the groups.
I wouldn't say he's pulling out his tricks. I think this is actually his standard game. Let's not forget how good J-God is. He's a magician, the finest.
I think Houdini might like to have a word.
He's dead, right?
If he could, he would like to.
So no words shall be had with Houdini.
Well, if words were to be had with him, then that would probably mean that you have some really messed up powers.
Alright, S4. Gonna find a kill.
Another one bites the dust, quickly jumping onto the Shaker. Take him out. That is their comeback. Like, Shaker is the only way they get back in this game, but the big blink echoes. Jirax is there. Impale comes through, but Swift ending, dodging it with the Rage. Now the hook onto No Tail, but he's just going to simply doppelganger back to safety. Now the hole committed does reel in. Kaiser somehow it even got J4. Didn't look like he was in the AoE. So that's 3 down. Lifestealer next on the list. The Claws are going to get to work on him, shredding him bit by bit, limb from limb. 4 fall, and OG continue to steamroll.
I mean, we always knew that this lineup had the potential to go for a big wombo combo play. 25 minutes in, we first saw it. I don't think you could even say that, hey, this is a drafting advantage or a drafting win for OG. I think they just played better.
I would agree.
Yeah,
we had some games yesterday where it's like LFY just outdrafted Execration, and there's just no way they can win this game. I think that was in game 2.
Yeah.
Maybe it was game 1. I can't remember. But yeah, this is much more of an execution game.
No Tail bounce around, looks like he's stunned up. Echo Slam, okay. 33 making a play on his base, kills the Ursa.
OG getting a little cocky here, diving for kills when they could just be hitting buildings. But I think they've got a few more of those to give.
A lot more of those to give. Tier 2 is going to go down to S4 on top. So he is accelerating towards level 18. You were mentioning that, you know, BKB is going to be an issue. Oh, it's online. He's actually going to have Octarine soon after. It's
crazy how fast Enigma farms with this new build.
Yep.
With the Midas and the Talon. Kaiser is brought down here in the bottom lane. Again has to BKB defensively. Rex keeps on forcing those out. 33 wants to chase, maybe punish a little bit. The rocket comes in, but OG already on the retreat. All kinds of time being bought here while they wait for Ana's respawn, so absolutely no need to buy back. Still all tier 2 standing for OG. Probably at least, I would say 2 or 3 team fights would have to be thrown quite badly to get HR back in this game.
Yep.
What's your throw counter at? That's an accurate number?
I would say so. Because one of the things that HR will also struggle with is that most of these team fights are going to be on probably in front of HR's base, right? And you know, you kill OG ones. What are you going to get? A tier 1? That's pretty much all you can get, really. So it's going to be hard for HR to now convert these throne fights, if you will, to actually any objective. That's if OG even throws at all. I don't think they will. I think their lineup's actually a relatively safe one. Ana is really the only one that could Rambo, and he did just now, but it's just the 1 kill, so.
33 getting peppered here by No-Tail, coming in again with the illusions getting to work, throws up the Diffusal Blade charge. 33 almost dead now, a follow-up volley of illusions. Will he fall just to those? Barely survives, he's out, but that opens the way for Roshan with no shaker. There is no chance of a contest, and by the time they could even get here, Rock is dead.
Yep, Aegis and Cheese gets picked up. Looks like Ursa might just hold the Cheese. Are we gonna see a high ground siege? I think they could just, like, you know, go mid now. That tower is very low already.
I definitely think you do. Maybe they split up the PL and the Ursa here, so PL can be kind of ratting away on the top side of the map. You send the main host towards mid. You could do the same thing with the Eidolons, but I definitely think we're at the point where OG is going to be chipping, looking for a tier 3, looking for a lane of racks. At a bare minimum, you want to get a tier 3 and take the shrines down. Ideally, I think 1 lane of racks is a realistic goal at this point in the game.
Yeah, and for Hellraiser, they need to take the team fight not in their base. I think they need to smoke and wrap around from behind. Get Enigma first, get the Phoenix, because I don't think they could actually even have hope of winning a team fight if either of those ults go off successfully. And then just use the power of the Shaker, the burst of the Shadow Fiend Requiem, and just hope for the best.
Drax on the prowl again. A little surprise might be awaiting him, though. He's going to work through the trees, but 33 with the casual enchant totem. Drax is like, hey, there's something over here, man. Maleficent comes through. Lifestealer's packed inside as well. The hole is wound up. See ya, boys. Maybe not. Hookshot coming in. Milan looking for the turnaround, but the cogs keep him away from that Enigma. And now he gets bashed by Ana. He's brought down as well. Oh, even Milan is finished off. 3 collapses. OG spring the trap. It couldn't have been more unfortunate. He just wanted the enchant totem damage in preparation for a fight. I don't even know that Jarx was going to check that next corner, but certainly after that totem he was.
The funny thing is that the Spike Carapace stunned the Lifestealer as he popped out. I don't think I've ever seen that, but as a result, set up for the beautiful 2-man black hole. And sure, the Clockwork canceled it, but I think the 1.5 second was more than enough. And they just walk over the base.
They're also standing in the Midnight Pulse there as well, so it's a lot of extra damage. Aghanim's now complete on Ana. Not that I think he needs it, but finally OG, they'll take that first lane. Almost Fisher blocking Ana inside the base, but not quite able to do so.
Jirax is still in the base as well. He's looking for his Ravage again.
Definitely an opportunity here if they get too far away. Maybe you don't get the whole team, but picking off 1 or 2 could be sweet. Mid lane also being pressured. OG, a full court press now as they close in on a Game 1 victory. This would put them at 5-2. Certainly en route to a top 4 finish in the group. It is the goal. Anything else is just icing on the cake, really. As far as the TI format goes, is on a find his opening. Jumps in, kills off Milan. Simultaneously, though, the real damage, this tier 3 being pressured. Illusion's constantly picking away at it. HR are scrambling to defend. 33 looking for that miracle echo. Ana might come in again. He blinks forward, he leaps in, finds Swift Ending. Does get controlled for the moment. Can they finish him off? He still has Aegis. He still has Cheese. It's got to be 2-3 kills to actually bring him down realistically. And Kaiser almost out of mana. Space created as now the melee racks opened up. Ana backs off, focusing on the real prize. 33 does have that echo ready, but OG are just positioning well. Sitting back with the supports. They still have the Phoenix Egg. If duty calls, Jarax is also there to interrupt the combo. The echo comes in. He really only hits the creeps. No-Tail just walks away casually, juking out of it. G Egg combined with the hole. OG just on another level for Hellraisers in this Game 1.
Yep, look at how safe that last game-ending push was. You know, it was just like the PL darting in and out with illusions, Ursa hitting, we got Eidolons hitting. Ultimate safety push. And Hellraiser forced to act. They couldn't get a good echo, and that's all she wrote. But like we said earlier, this is pretty much a straight-up outplay for OG, flexing their muscles, trouncing on these qualifier teams.
Yeah, definitely hat off to Jerax. So many... you could make a highlight reel out of this game alone, let alone what he's done the last 6 months on this team. So.
0-0-15. Beautiful
and a
score.
selfless scoreboard for him as well. So guys, thank you for joining us. I'm LD, he's Lumi. We'll be back for Game 2. This Hellraiser.